Hello again, everybody. This is Scott at Comic Book Hangover. I know this is going to be a day late. Yesterday was tremendously busy for me, so I wasn't able to get this video done and posted in time, but I'm going to do it right now. Now, this is probably one of the biggest weeks I've had in a while because I had a lot of books in my pull box that were just kind of sitting there. I finally got around to getting them all, so I actually have 12 new books that are going to go up on the wall this week. So we're going to just go through them as quickly as we can because I don't want this to be a 25-minute video. So first up is another facsimile edition, Giant Size X-Men #1. There's really no explanations that needed for this one. Everybody should know what this book is by now. It's one that I would never ever be able to afford to purchase an original of. So that's one of the things I like about these facsimile editions is I can get a exact replica of the book without having to pay the really high prices. I just don't understand why they got to be so expensive, even though they're reprints. But regardless, it's great to have Giant Size X-Men in my collection at long last. Next up is going to be Guardians of the Galaxy #7. This is the first part of the Death of Rocket Raccoon story. He's really not in it that much. This is sort of continuing a story with the Guardians of the Galaxy, just kind of they seemingly are still trying to find who they are in this with their new status quo. I think it's come together rather nicely. This one is also reintroducing into the Marvel Universe the Universal Church of Truth, which those longtime readers and cosmic fans will recognize the name of that from the Adam Warlock series. It is the church that was created by his evil half, the Magus, and it's going to be really... I'm honestly very interested to see where this is going to go, because if they're bringing back the Magus, it's going to make things really interesting in Marvel Cosmics. So the Death of Rocket Raccoon is kind of a secondary thing for me. I've kind of lost interest in the character a while back. It is going to be interesting to see what happens with him, especially when he makes his appearance in this book, the condition that he's in. I haven't been reading too many Guardians of the Galaxy books, so I don't know what's going on with him, so I'm hoping that they'll fill us in as to why he's in the condition that he's in. So, great book, though. Marvel Comics Presents #6. This is the second print. I picked it up because it's got Ghost Rider on cover. I know what the big deal is with this book. I do, and I'm not trying to downplay that at all, but I'm more of a Ghost Rider fan than a Wolverine fan. I'm more of a Ghost Rider fan than a quote-unquote key issue fan. So I picked this up because it has Ghost Rider on the cover. Middle West, Scotty Young's awesome series. I swear, every time a new issue of this comes out, the past couple of issues, I keep thinking, well, yeah, maybe this issue is the one that I finally decided to drop the book. And then I read the issue, and I'm pulled back into it. Especially with the way this issue ends. I want issue 10, and I want it soon. I'm hoping that the wait between this issue and the next issue doesn't feel that long. I know it's not going to be that long. I know we're going to get it. But the way this issue ended, it's really starting to expand this world and really kind of give more depth to where this kid's powers are coming from. So if you haven't been reading Middle West, I definitely recommend checking it out. The first trade for it should be available. I'm not sure. I don't really pay attention to it because I get the regular monthly issues. But if you can find a trade for it, definitely snatch it up. It's got amazing art. It's got a great story, great characters. It's really a really well done package. I mean, it's one of my favorites. One of my favorite books right now. So top of the stack. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers #41. There's been a lot of talk about Power Rangers in comics lately, and I think that's kind of cool. So we're on issue 41. This is one of the first appearances of the Omega Rangers, who are familiar characters, if you can't tell from the cover. It's Jason, Zach, and Trini, the original red, black, and yellow Ranger. They have their new powers. They really are not giving everything away at the onset, and I like that. I like that we're not really knowing exactly what's going on with these guys. So in the show and in this continuity, they left the Power Rangers to go to Sweden as part of some student world peace conference thing or whatever. But it turns out that they actually left Earth, possibly even left our dimension. We're not really sure exactly where they are. But now they've got these new Ranger powers, and they seem to be looking for other people who are connected to the Morphin grid. So it's getting to be a really good read again, and I'm really enjoying this Necessary Evil. I'm also going to be grabbing the Go-Go Power Ranger issues that are part of this storyline. So I grabbed this cover, and I grabbed the foil variant cover. I got the foil variant cover, the White Ranger one for the last one. I got the Red Ranger for this one. I'm hoping that I'll be able to get the entire set of these. I also picked up, this one came out a week or two ago, the Spotlight 2019 from Keen Spot. I grabbed it because it's got Junior High Horrors on the cover. The book itself is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of a throwaway book. It's not really a throwaway book. I don't mean to say a throwaway book. It's a jam book. It's kind of setting the setting the stage for some other books and concepts that Keen Spot has coming out. So it's a jam book. It's a lot like the Young Guns sketchbook that Marvel put out a week or two ago, and it's just kind of giving you an idea of what they've got coming out. I grabbed it because of the Junior High Horrors. It's a series I'm really curious about. I'm missing the first issue, but I think I only got like issues 2 and 3, so I'm behind, and I'm missing the first issue. But it's giving me something to look for when I go to shows. So this is a lot of fun. I read the Junior High Horror one. It was a lot of fun. I tried reading some of the other stuff. Didn't really interest me that much, but it may interest you. So if you're looking for something different, definitely check this one out. Teen Titans 32, I only picked it up because of the cover. I'm a huge Lobo fan, and anytime there's a nice, awesome-looking Lobo cover, I'm going to pick it up. I did read the book. It's interesting. I'm not that interested in Crush as a character. I'm not interested in Crush as being the daughter of Lobo. But I do like the way that they did kind of touch on some things about Lobo that are common, that started a while ago. Like for example, he's immortal. He can't die. He doesn't like the idea of having kids. But the way they portrayed him in this issue was pretty true to form for Lobo. So, but I mainly got it because of the cover. Transformers Ghostbusters number 2. Basically, I just bought it for the cover again. I wound up reading it. It is a really fun read. I'm going to probably stick with this one because I like the ideas. I like the idea of seeing the Transformers and Ghostbusters together. It's really kind of interesting how the Ghostbusters and all the things that they've seen, they cannot buy into the idea that there's robots that transform and talk. So it's cool. But this is a good, fun series. If you're looking for something fun and lighthearted and really just it's probably not going to have anything to do with anything else other than this miniseries. Definitely check this out. I had to get this cover because I'm a huge Starscream fan, and the idea of seeing Starscream as a ghost, which he's a ghost in the book, in place of the iconic Ghostbusters 2 logo, I couldn't resist that. The True Believers I picked up today. This one is been retitled Mania, but this is one of the number 1 issues from one of the ongoing books that Venom had. That's it. That's really all I can say about that one. And same for this one. This is the reprint of the first issue of Separation Anxiety back in the 90s when Venom wasn't an ongoing character. He was a series of miniseries character. And finally this week, I grabbed the second issue of Warlord of Mars Attacks. I did ditch the trading card covers as much as I like getting those because Mars Attacks are based on the trading cards. I'm not digging the art of it, but this one here I had to pick up, and I was kind of surprised to see it was a Doug Hildebrandt art on the cover, but it's amazing. The book itself is really good. They actually kind of get into why Mars is always attacking and what their whole drive is. There's a part in the book where they all but say that their whole point and everything is they just want to destroy things and kill people and kill things. And when they, like, if you've seen the Mars Attacks movie, you'll see on their spaceship how they've taken things and people and animals onto their ship and they're kind of experimenting them. And this issue here, they explain that the reason why they do these experiments is so they can figure out a more efficient way to kill and destroy things. So the Martians of Mars Attacks, they're just straight up evil. They're nasty, vile creatures, and I absolutely love it. So this issue here, we've got John Carter, Warlord of Mars, finally gets into the story, and it's going to be so much fun to see him in modern day taking on the Martians from Mars Attacks. So those are the books I picked up this week. Those are all going up on the wall. I also grabbed this from Target, It's an Entertainment Weekly commemorative issue. As you can see on the cover, Stanley, A Life of Marvel, His Universe, His Legacy, His Heroes. It's Stanley. You know, I'm still missing the guy. When I'm at my work and I get to play a movie, I usually pop in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and I do fine until I hear his cameo, and it still kind of chokes me up. But this is a really, really cool magazine. I flipped through it a couple of times. I'm going to take it out and read it more in depth. But this is available at, I've seen it at Target. I'm not sure if it's available other places, but Target is where I got mine. It does have a $13.99 cover price, so it's kind of pricey for a magazine. But again, Stanley, gotta have it. So let's go ahead and take a look at the wall. And here we go. This is the wall for this week. It's actually kind of weird not seeing any of the older books in my collection up here. But next week, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to have 12 new books to put up on the wall. So be looking through my collection to find some other classic stuff from my collection to put up there. It's definitely going to be a Sensational She-Hulk #2. I am bound and determined to read the entire 60-issue run of that and enjoy it thoroughly. So there you go. And once again, wow, this is only like going on 11 minutes. I'm really surprised I got through all these books in such a short amount of time. But be that as it may, I'm going to wrap this up now. So as I always like to say, when you go to the local comic shop, talk to the owners, talk to the employees there, try to find something new, try to find something different. Like, for example, I grabbed this Keen Spotlight Junior High Horrors. I checked it out for the main characters in the Junior High Horror series. I wound up reading some of the other stuff. It wasn't for me, but it might be for you, and check that out. It's only $1.99, so you really can't beat that. So, and I like the idea of that. I think publishers should start doing more stuff like that, doing these little jam books, and also doing them at a lower price, so that more people would be willing to check them out and hopefully get more readers. Because that's really what it's about. It's trying to spread the comic book love, get as many comic books in as many hands as possible. It's what it's all about. So, wrapping this up. Feel free to comment on anything that I talked about here. I mean, what did you think about the Power Rangers? How you feeling about Warlord of Mars Attacks? What's going on with your collection of Facsimile and True Believers books? Let's have some discussions. Feel free to subscribe, to like this video, share it, and I'm always looking forward to seeing other people's weekly haul videos. So I'll be checking out some other people. So I guess that's really all I got to say. So let's wrap this up. Let's end this right now. I will see you guys actually on Sunday with my Signature Sunday video.